Hello everybody, my name is Will Arkwright and my presentation is paying for outside sources, outside softwares like Connect. So I wanted to start this presentation off with a story, a bit of a parable if you will. I don't know if you guys remember the Marketing 250 fiasco, but if you're not familiar, I'll go into more detail. So we took Marketing 250, and one of the first things we had to do to start that class, to graduate or do any of the course content, was pay for a software called The Rebellion. And it was a $100 software, and a lot of the outrage stemmed from the idea that it was very similar to D2L, and it wasn't really offering anything unique that D2L wouldn't already offer as free software. Furthermore, any of the money from The Rebellion went directly to her to spend how she pleased. So I thought to myself, how is that fair to students? How can we reliably trust professors and just lay down and take this? And I thought to myself, asking the question, what would happen if those students didn't speak up? And I probably would have just paid that fee and not really cared about it and paid the next one for the next class, and you do what you got to do to graduate. So how much money do you guys think you've collectively spent on software like Connect?
Around $1,000 maybe?
Yeah. Picture that money and just burn it to the ground. You're not getting it back. It's gone forever. The endless possibilities, it's done. So there's a few problems with Connect. The first one, obviously, is the price. It ranges from $80 to $155 per course, which obviously isn't cheap. But I think a bigger problem than that, and one of the most infuriating things, is not just the price, it's the obsolescence of the software itself. Once you have the provided content, you only get it for one semester. So you can't go back and refer to it. It's not physical, so you can't resell it. So it's kind of just like this big money sink that you pay, and then you don't get to do anything with it after the fact. One of the big advantages to a hardcover textbook is reselling it to somebody you know is going to need it to make some of that money back. With Connect, you don't have that luxury. And furthermore, you can refer back to the course content if that textbook or what have you is going to be relevant in the future. It's kind of convenient to have that. And then obviously the elephant in the room, D2L. It's free, everyone has it, it's easy to navigate. I mean, why aren't professors just using D2L? So these are the questions kind of going through my mind, and I wondered, is there some sort of system worked out between professors and Connect, like the Marketing 250 thing? Are they getting kickbacks potentially? Is there some conspiratorial element here? And I did some research, and the answer is no. There is no connection between Connect and professors. They're not profiting directly off it. There's no big conspiracy. Marketing 250 was kind of an isolated incident. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. But there is, however, another huge advantage here that Connect offers to a lot of professors, and that's the convenience. So I learned that the assignments, the quizzes, the exams, all these things aren't made by the professor. They're made by the publisher. So there's a level of convenience to having a software that's localized and has all of your course content created for you by an outside source. Furthermore, it grades this content for you, so you don't have to worry about grading. And instead of spending summers, thinking of challenging course content, you can just provide this class with Connect, and that's how they'll do their course content, and that's how they'll learn. And I understand that with universities expecting more and more out of professors for less and less pay, why something like this might have an appeal, but I think it comes with some pretty serious problems. The first one is academic dishonesty. I'm sure you're all familiar with websites like Quizlet and Chegg. If you provide students with the same software, with the same course content year after year, pretty soon these students are going to catch on. They're going to put it in Course Hero, they're going to put the answers in Quizlet, they're going to put it in Chegg, and it's kind of devaluing our education, which is going to hurt all of us at the end of the day. Furthermore, we have professor obsolescence. So what do I mean by obsolescence? Well, if you think your job can be done for you by a software that was designed in a weekend, pretty soon universities are going to catch on to that, and you're going to be replaced. And especially with the rise of asynchronous classes, pretty soon people are going to be like, why do we have professors to begin with? Their job can just be done by Connect. And finally, as I mentioned, asynchronous classrooms I think this class is a good example of the benefit of face-to-face learning, why it's important, not just with an actual professor being in the room, but with other students. As previously mentioned by the professor,
a few things that we need
like it's one of the most underutilized things for a classroom is being able to collaborate with students on problems and build connections and develop a network. And if we're just using Connect for all of our course assignments, we're not getting that inherent advantage. So to conclude here, I think just stick to D2L for the most part. I think that's a fair enough assessment. It's free. It hosts all the content that you'll want to host for a class. Everybody has it. It's easy to navigate, and I recognize it's a structural issue. All right, I understand the professors are overworked. They're underpaid. I do believe that there needs to be an increase in salary for professors. I also believe that they probably need more TAs, maybe even hire more professors so they have more time to develop their coursework. And I'm not totally opposed to paying for outside content either. I mean, take this class for example. We had to pay for 2 books. It was $40, and we can sell it. We can resell it if we want. We can refer back to it if we want. But I think if you're going to make us pay for a software, you should probably have like a reasonable distinction as to how it's different from D2L. You should probably have like a rationale behind it. And furthermore, we should know where the money's going so we don't do a repeat of the Marketing 250 fiasco. We should know, where this money's going. There should be some transparency between the professor and the student. And so I'll thank you for listening. Let me know if you have any questions.
Good.